this particular moment, I think that there are too many road repairs at the one time in the city centre. You have far too many at the moment. And they're all worked on the same basis, 5 and 6 hours a day for 5 days of the week. You have Saturday and Sunday going. There's nobody there doing a bit of work at all. That's just a ridiculous situation in a town like this with such traffic.
What would you want them to do?
I'd say myself that they must be worked. They will have to be worked on an 18 or 24-hour basis, one or the other. But they must be done on shift work. Quite definitely must be done on a long stretch. Different shifts working doing the jobs.
Of course, the answer to that is that it would cost a great deal more money, wouldn't it?
Yes, well, it will cost directly. It'll cost a lot more money. But how much money is it costing at the moment? How much money is it costing all the business firms in Dublin, CIE and, well, ourselves, taxis? We don't earn money, when we're stopped in traffic, because we get one job and you have to go from A to B. It takes you an hour and a half. Sure. That's no good to nobody. And then when you drop your passenger, you try to get back out. Sure, it's impossible to earn money. It's just ridiculous. And it's all caused by this city centre road repairs at this particular time,
But haven't the corporation been doing their bit in other ways? I think of the one-way system, for example.
Well, the one-way system did ease the traffic a certain amount. But after all, you didn't expect miracles of the one-way system. I think the whole fault lies in the fact that most traffic wanting to get south to north, or vice versa, must go through the centre city. And it's all going through centre city at the moment. When are they going to do something to take the traffic from O'Connell Street, the centre city areas,
What would you expect them to do with it?
Well, do what they have done in other countries. They have to build flyovers in other countries. It's dear, granted, it's all very dear, but if they had done this when they got this report some years ago, they said it would cost so many millions, but I'm sure it has actually doubled now, the cost. They will eventually have to do it, so they might as well start today.
I read the news today, oh boy, about a lucky man who made the grade. And though the news was rather sad, well, I just had to laugh. I saw the photograph. He blew his mind out in a car. He didn't notice that the lights had changed. A crowd of people stood and stared. They'd seen his face before.
Before we embarked on this film, we asked the Department of Local Government and Dublin Corporation to talk to us about traffic and planning. The department just simply refused, but the city manager, Mr. Matthew Mackin, not only refused to allow one of his officials to come on the programme and talk to us, but he told us why. Corporation officials, he said, had been mauled on television before now. So the two sources which could answer your questions and mine on what's being done about our traffic simply refused to discuss it.
So without their help and assistance and specialised knowledge, one can only look at the record. As traffic in Dublin has grown, various authorities have at least been observing it. The Department of Local Government has traffic engineers. So does the corporation. Plans outlining the present traffic problem and predicting trends for the future have been mentioned in the Dublin Draft Development Plan, the plan for the county and for Dún Laoghaire, in Miles Wright's Dublin Regional Report, and most important, the Schachterle Plan, an ambitious but realistic set of recommendations produced by the German expert, Professor K.H. Schachterle, for Dublin Corporation, at a cost to all of us of £30,000. The German plan, as it's generally called, was produced in 1967, 6 years after it had been commissioned. And as far as anyone knows, it will form the basis of the future road network for Dublin, as far as is known. Certainly, some of its recommendations are going ahead, but some of them were already in hand when the report came out. Broadly speaking, the German plan was considered realistic and down to earth. Its provisions recommended three main features: a radial system of arterial roads, an express ring road, and an inner ring road to be known as the tangent road. Professor Schachtele attempted to use the existing road system as far as possible, but of course a great deal of road widening and land acquisition would be necessary. And there were controversial sections too. For instance, using part of the Grand Canal as one section of the new express ring road. And then there were the parking provisions. Parking, according to the professor, and what motorists would disagree with him, needed to be urgently tackled. Short-term parking would have to be controlled by meters, and there must be car park buildings for long-term parking. To the first suggestion, most motorists would give a strong raspberry, but the corporation is now on the verge of spending £80,000 to install meters in the city centre.